serving in legislatures and militias and on boards of trustees. A humble person who described himself as a common man, Boone was famous in both America and Europe. At one time, he may have owned upward of 30,000 acres of land in Kentucky. He ran a tavern, a store, and a warehouse. And he traded furs, hides, ginseng, horses, even slaves, and land. He lost it all. A recognized leader all his life, he moved often as a gypsy. With little formal education and uncertain spelling, he read a number of books and had a flair for language, even eloquence. Like most great figures in American history, Boone has been both lucky and unlucky in his biographers. The schoolmaster and sometime surveyor and land speculator, John Filson, circa 1747 to 1788, made Boone famous when Boone turned 50 in 1784. Filson's Discovery, Settlement, and Present State of Kentucky included a long chapter called The Adventures of Colonel Daniel Boone, written in the first person as though it was autobiography. The little book, destined to become a classic, was translated into French and German and pirated and paraphrased by a number of other authors. Reprinted by Gilbert Imlay in a topographical description of the Western Territory of North America, published in London in 1793, the narrative made Boone famous in Britain and helped inspire such budding romantic poets as Wordsworth, Coleridge, and Robert Southey. Only recently have we come to appreciate how much American Romanticism may have influenced British Romanticism. But the impact of Boone's story and legend on William Bartram, Wordsworth, Byron, and other writers of the Romantic era is only the beginning of the story of the Boone legend and biography. Few other Americans have had their lives told so often and in such a wide range of styles, combining truth, insight, myth, hearsay, and outright fabrication. Because he became a figure of American folklore even while alive, Boone has been thought by many to be virtually a fictional character, subject of tall tales like Mike Fink the Keel Boatman, or even Paul Bunyan. A professor with a Ph.D. in English and tenure at a major university once said to me, "I never realized Daniel Boone was an actual person. I thought he was a creation of folklore." I told her that even though she was wrong, she was also half right. Because the Boone most people know about is largely the creation of folklore. It's hard to rescue figures like Daniel Boone and Johnny Appleseed from the distortions of television and Walt Disney. The folklore and legends are part of the story too, but should be identified and separated from the facts. When viewed in the larger context of the colonial age, the Boone legend is in many ways typical of the way stories and figures of quest and conquest were romanticized as Europeans conquered lands and peoples. Yet many aspects of Boone's character are atypical, virtually unique. While Boone more than once told visitors that Filson's account of his life was true, every word truth, he wasn't so pleased with Daniel Bryan's would-be epic poem, The Mountain Muse, published in 1813, which portrayed him as a ridiculously heroic figure, a kind of American Moses. Such productions ought to be left until the person was put in the ground, he is reported to have said. Of the rumor that he still went hunting at the age of 80, he observed to Reverend John Mason Peck, "I wouldn't believe that tale if I told it myself. I haven't watched the deer's lick for 10 years. My eyesight is too far gone to hunt." During